Welcome back, everybody. As you probably guessed from that intro, today we're going over the Daniel Defense DD M4 V11 lightweight. So that's a mouthful there. But what we're going to get into later on in the video is what makes it that rifle designation, some of the different features that it has over other Daniel Defense offerings. I believe this one came out in 2015, so it's a relatively new offering from Daniel Defense, and it's one a lot of people are asking for. They're asking for a longer rail like we have here, lighter weight profile barrel, and a lighter weight overall, which will show you exactly what that is here again a little later on. But one thing's for sure, on the channel here since our inception, I've recommended Daniel Defense rifles. I've had a number of them come through here over the years. Some of them I purchased, some of them in T&E, some of them in loaners from friends. All of them have ran very well, and Daniel Defense has a very good reputation for quality and customer service. So I'll tell you right up front, this rifle performed very well, which you're about to see. So what we're going to do is do a quick accuracy test here and let you know what kind of accuracy you can expect out of this lightweight barrel, and then get into some of the details and then what I think of it overall come up next. Time to see what kind of accuracy we can get out of this sucker here. I had to get over in the shade because it is freaking hot, man. It's like 100 degrees out here, literally. So what we got first up is going to be Freedom Munitions 55 grain remanufactured to see how it does with non-match ammo. Then we got a couple of match loads from Gorilla Ammunition in different weights. And we'll see how that Cold Hammer Forged barrel does. Targets downrange at 100 yards. We got a Vortex, what is this, 6x18 power scope. I got it like a 10. So plenty of magnification to get us where we're at. And let's see what we can do. From where I'm at, bottom right, looks like there's a bug. See if we can wake him up. He moved. Not too shabby. All right, next up, we will throw some 55 grain Sierra Blitzkriegs from Gorilla Ammunition in there. So another lightweight load, but these ones obviously are a match load. I've certainly had plenty of 1 in 7 barrels shoot this stuff really well, so we will see. Not too shabby there. Lastly, a little bit of a heavier load here. We have, I believe these are 69 grain Sierra Match Kings. OTM round, again from Gorilla Ammunition. I got like 200 rounds of this stuff in probably a month ago, and I've been shooting the crap out of it. And obviously we've had really good results, as you guys have seen in the past couple weeks and months. We're gonna try to keep that left side clean. I got another rifle to test here, so we'll do that. I'll take that all day. Let's check them out. Folks often say that a chrome lined barrel can't be accurate. We've gone over this before here on the channel. Perhaps on the razor's edge of accuracy, that may be a little degradation having the chrome lining on there, but there's plenty of chrome lined barrels out there that are accurate. You guys have seen me on the channel, and we just saw another one. So this one's very accurate. As we saw, the Freedom group, we're getting right at 2 inches. Then we came up here, and obviously that's extremely tight. We're right about 3/4 of an inch there. And then there, we're again right at 3/4, and it's honestly small. You guys can see it's just over 1/2 inch. So obviously 3-shot group, yeah, I got it, but that's pretty consistent, and I'll certainly take that with no complaints. We'll start up front and work our way to the back. Up front, we have the Daniel Defense flash suppressor, very similar to A2 in that it has slots all the way around except for on the bottom, so that way you're not going to be kicking up dirt and stuff like that when you're shooting in the prone. It does a good job of hiding flash. It's made of steel, and it does have a nitride finish, so it's going to hold up really well over long-term use. Now, the rail that we have here is the Daniel Defense Slim rail. This one here's the 15-inch model that comes standard on the gun. Very robust mounting system back here on the rear. Daniel Defense has made their name with that mounting system. They use it on a lot of different ones. This rail uses the same one, however, it's a much lighter profile rail, and obviously is KeyMod, so you have KeyMod attachments at the 3, 6, and 9 o'clock position with a 1913 style rail on top for mounting any of those accessories, sights, or anything like that that you want to on there. Now, the rail itself is made of 6061 T6 aluminum Type 3 hard coat anodized. And you can see it mates up very nicely with it. Has a nice finish, the same as the rest of the gun. Looks good overall, and certainly not a whole lot to complain about there. Towards the rear of the rail, we have QD points on both the right and the left side. Underneath that rail, we have the barrel, which we'll get into here in a second, as well as a low-profile gas block that is pinned in place. The big difference between the V11 and the V11 lightweight is going to be the barrel. The barrel profile on this one is the lightweight barrel as opposed to the standard barrel on the standard rifle, which makes sense, I suppose. That barrel itself is made of 4150 steel. It's cold hammer forged, chrome lined, and really is noted for being one of the better barrels out there on the market. Now, you guys saw, despite the what you hear on the internet, the lightweight barrels can shoot. This one obviously provided excellent accuracy, and that cold hammer forging along with the chrome lining is going to give it an extremely long life as well. One of the most common questions I've gotten on social media about this rifle is the weight, and there you see it right there. Unloaded, it comes in at 6 pounds and 2 ounces. Now keep in mind there's some lubrication and stuff in there. I believe that's just over what the factory spec is, so it's certainly very light and in line with what Daniel Defense is saying. The upper receiver along with the lower receiver is made of forged 7075 T6 aluminum. Again, it's type 3 hard anodized, just like the handguard is. T-marked all the way across, so that way you can set your optics up, take them off, put them back on, have the same position. You can see on the left side it's marked 556 and the rifle designation as well. If you look inside there, you'll note it does have the M4 feed ramps that feed into that chrome lined barrel. In a lot of the marketing literature you'll see for Daniel Defense, you'll see that they call themselves Mil-Spec Plus. Now, one of the things that they're referencing there is that they're a little bit different than the Mil-Spec in a few places. One of them is going to be the mag well. The mag well here is wider, and it's flared out for easier mag changes. So that's certainly a good thing. Nothing to complain about there at all. Safety is left side only, at least as it comes from the factory. Nothing fancy at all. Standard Mil-Spec trigger. It breaks very cleanly right at just over 5 pounds. You can see there. Releases, has a nice short reset like everyone's used to there with the AR. So nothing to write home about, but it's certainly a serviceable trigger for sure. The buffer itself is an H buffer. When combined with that mid-length gas system, makes for a very soft shooting rifle. The extension here is 7075 as well, and it does have the dry film lubricant in there when you get it in, so definitely nice touch there as well. The stock is new. I think they came out with these in 2014, and they're continuing them on in 2015. A few things going on here. You'll see, obviously, the latch actuates from the front, which is a little weird. There's not a lot of stocks out there like that. First time I went to adjust it, I was hitting back here and it wasn't working, so you get used to it pretty quickly though. got a decently wide profile, a little bit wider than the Magpul MOE, which this replaced, and it's got some rubber on there. I know a lot of folks were worried that it would catch in your beards. Everything I've read online says that it does not do that, so happy to report that. I haven't shot it with a long beard yet. It's been a few months since we've had that beard grown out, and it doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon anyway. It also has quick detach points here, and I should also point out that there's a quick detach point here on the rear of the receiver as well. The pistol grip is also a proprietary Daniel Defense design. And you can see here that trigger guard is integral to the actual grip itself. Gives you a nice wide trigger guard for folks who are using gloves or anything like that. It's very comfortable. It does have a dimension size that's a little bit larger than the A2. It's not as big as some of the aftermarket ones out there, but for most people it should be fairly comfortable in your hand. I have very large hands and it fits me just fine. The heart and soul of the AR-15 is the bolt carrier group and the barrel. We already went over the barrel. Now we'll get into the bolt carrier group. This one here is full auto profile, as you can see there. It is 8620 mil-spec steel in the carrier. It is properly staked, as we can see here. The bolt itself is made from 158 Carpenter steel. It is shot peened, HP tested, as well as MPI tested to ensure that there's no defects or anything like that in the steel. The extractor also has a 5-coil extractor spring to aid in proper extraction. As you've seen throughout the video, not an issue at all with this rifle. It has good extraction pattern, good ejection pattern, and that's exactly what you'd expect with this kind of bolt carrier group. As I've indicated throughout the review, I'm definitely a fan of this rifle. It's something that a lot of folks were asking for. They were asking for that slimmer profile handguard, longer handguard so they could reach out there. A lot of folks, particularly 3-gunners, are people who, you know, are into the new tactical grips and whatnot, like that extended profile rail. I don't mind it at all, especially if it's as light as this one is. So it gives you more real estate to mount stuff. I have no problems there, especially with the total weight of the rifle being under 6.5 pounds. Nothing to complain about there. Speaking of weight and the total weight and all that stuff, one thing I want to point out is that throughout the video, you guys have seen the Daniel Defense fixed sights on the rifle. Those are mine. Those do not come with the rifle. And what you get with the rifle is everything else that you've seen besides those sights. It comes with, I think, 2 PMags, and the MSRP on it is going to be $1,599. Of course, you can look around to other sites where you can find these that have it probably a little bit below MSRP. One that carries them at good prices and has a lot of sales all the time is Primary Arms. Check them out. Of course, there's other retailers out there as well that carry them, but definitely a place to check out. Good customer service if you're looking for one. I think we've pretty much hit all the highlights of it. Not a whole lot else to add. If you guys have questions that I didn't cover, by all means, you can post below in the comment section though. You can also post over at my Facebook page as always, but if you're looking for a very high quality rifle and this is within your price range, it's one I would definitely take a look at. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.